Path of Exile 2's delay cost. Ooh, Michael.
Ooh.
Certainly over $1 million on marketing, servers, and more. Connor McCarr over at BG247. During a Path of Exile 2 preview and press roundtable, game director Jonathan Rogers revealed details on the recent 3-week delay. This includes great elaboration on the technical reasons why, how the team might have been able to meet the original release date, and its rough costs. Quote, "We explained that effectively, we just underestimated the amount of time it would take to merge PoE 2 and PoE 1's realms together. It was very unfortunate because it doesn't seem like the kind of thing that should really delay a huge release. I don't know what to say, really. It just ended up being that way. The irony of it is that the work is basically done now. I think we might have actually been able to make the original release date anyway. But it was getting too close. It was looking very risky, so we felt like we had to delay." End quote. He continues on, quote, "Now, obviously, you give game designers 3 weeks and they're jumping all over the moon, right? So they were very happy to get to do more polish. They were like, oh, the game is going to be so much better due to the 3 weeks. Ultimately, the reason was attending to back-end reasons. It wasn't the game itself." End quote. Rogers then touched on the challenges of making this call as a game director, as well as the cost of the delay. Quote, "It's very difficult because when you're the game director, though, there's every pressure in the world not to delay. There's all this marketing booked, and it will cost us a lot of money. There's a lot of stuff like 20% deposit of this marketing commitment, but ultimately, we felt it was very important to do it because the launch could have been a disaster if we didn't get to the back end stuff done. Hopefully, it won't be a disaster now, fingers crossed." When asked about specific costs, Rogers was hesitant to talk about it, but stated the following, quote, "I don't think I want to go into it, to be honest, but yes, I look at it's almost certainly more than $1 million. Holy crap. It is what it is. It is what it is, dude, is what he said. I mean, from every perspective, the fact that we had commitments from server providers that kick in at a certain date, we have to have the servers ready on that date. So now we're paying for a month of servers that we're not actually able to use. There's stuff like that are just random considerations that you just don't, that you just look everywhere, and there's all sorts of these things." End quote. Michael, it is one of those interesting perspectives that, dude, we don't really see the back end stuff, right? Dude, I never thought of it. Extra server cost. You can't just cancel that? Apparently not, because now you're paying for it. Dude, $1 million for a 3-week delay? That's huge.
Yeah, I think they're going to make that up very quickly, though, once the game comes out. But this is what we talked about with Stalker, right? Sometimes it is being able to have that foresight, see, like, hey, look, we got to push this back, right? I mean, again, as we talk about, we don't see the back-end costs. This explains a lot of the times why, when we're like, hey, why didn't this game get delayed? It's like, we already have the marketing book. We already have the servers book. We can't afford, as a certain studios, to just say, hey, yeah, just push it down the line, and we'll make up the costs. But when you have that money, I think this is going to pay huge dividends for Path of Exile 2. Say, look, push it back. We'll eat the cost, but we want to make sure this game works on day one, because this is a very hyped release. Also saw that they're kind of doing this very interesting thing. I've never seen games do this. I believe it's if you've spent at least $480 in PoE 1 on whatever, you get early access. Day one, you're already in. Thought that was kind of cool, as opposed to having to buy it. They said, hey, look, we already know you supported us with a bunch of microtransactions, so $480 for early access is a little expensive, but you know, you and I know, skins, they add up over time, Drew. So I thought that was kind of a cool change as well. They're saying all the right things, they're doing all the right things. Now they just need their game to be good when it comes out.
That's the biggest thing, right? Can they make that money back? If the success is there, hand over foot, right? They'll make it. They'll make that back. It does hurt because you do, like they say, right? They had all this planned, all the marketing, all the servers online, ready to go for the date. Okay, this is when we're dropping. Boom, servers need to kick in. Can't do it. We can't make it. We got to delay it. So yeah, that hurts. But if the game is on fire, dude, the conversation just sparks in a whole new direction, which then snowball effects to everybody else picking up the game. And then the money is back in it in no time, right? Hopefully they make that money back day one is the idea. Time will tell. Dude, I am not a Path of Exile fan. Like, that is not for me. That is not my kind of game. My brother, though, pumped. Cannot wait to dive in, right? So, Michael, are you diving in for this one?
I definitely want to. I'm a big Diablo guy. Path of Exile is one of those games.
Yep.
Hopped into it. It was a lot more complex than Diablo, so I kind of, after a little bit hopped out, but I got a ton of buddies who want to play. So, yeah, I'm hopping in. I want to check this one out. I cannot wait to see what they got coming for us.